Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. My name is Angelika, and we are doing another week in review video. I will be going back to the journals hopefully next week. I have one more project, and that doesn't include that's just fall cleaning because I do my deep cleaning twice a year. And there's some things I needed to rearrange. Got rid of some more stuff. And I still have some admin stuff to do. But the ones that I still have to do, I can do in between videos. So I'm just going to do a week in review. I got my agenda here, my daily agenda. So last week, I think it was Friday, I posted a video. Yeah, it was on Halloween. That was my last video. So we are November 8th today, Saturday. And so from that video, the day before that video, I may have mentioned it in that Halloween video. My new sheets arrived. I pre-washed them. I cut my mattress down from a 36-inch width to a 30-inch width. So that's 6 inches I took off. So from 36 to 30. And then I attached the sheets. I don't know if you guys remember, those of us my age group. You had those elastics with the two clips. They were similar to the generation before us who would wear stockings, and then they had those clips to hold up their stockings. Not pantyhose, but stockings, like the ones that went up your thigh. Well, that kind of closure at the end of a piece of elastic, one on either side, and you would clip that onto the edge of your sheets, your fitted sheets, and it would keep the sheets from sliding off. I guess I broke one of my nails today. Yeah, so I had some of those, so I put that because the mattress is smaller than single, but I bought sheets for single. So I use that to strap down my sheets. So I got my new sheets on. And then Halloween is the day I posted a video. Oh yeah, it was called going down a rabbit hole. I also got rid of the black leather suitcase I had up in my cupboard. My very top shelf in in my bedroom closet. It is very, like, it's above the frame of the opening. And so in order to put stuff up on that shelf, it can't be wider than like maybe 8 to 10 inches, because the shelf going to the wall, that's the amount of space you have to put something up there. And so that suitcase, when it was full, it was really hard to get it down or put it up. So I've now decided I am going to measure that, and I'm going to buy containers with lids that will fit past that, but nothing too big, because even if it's like shallow enough but long, it's hard to when you're standing on a step ladder for your body, to be able to push it and then bend it to go onto the shelf. Like, it's not that easy. So I'm gonna look for something that is maybe have 4 items, and then maybe have it too high and put everything in those kind of containers that would fit in that space. Because if it's too wide, you don't want it too deep. You want it as deep as the shelf. So if there's something on top, you can pass it to go to the one on top. Anyways, so that's a whole nother project. And that one I probably won't do for a couple of weeks. yeah, so that was the decluttering. I got rid of the black leather suitcase. And then, so that was the day of the last video. So November 1st, I finished cleaning the deck. I bought myself a small Stanley shop vac, because any plants on the deck, if there's soil on the ground, yes, there's a drain. So I was like, with a bucket of water, I would hose it down. Um, but the drain, for some reason, backs up very easily. So I got myself the shop vac so that I could sweep things away from the drain and then just vacuum it up with the shop vac. It's just a small one. It's 1.5 horsepower. I think it was $30 at Walmart. It's just a small Stanley type shop vac, Stanley brand. So I did that on the 1st. I caught up on house cleaning because doing deep cleaning takes time away from my regular housework. Dominoes effect. Reorganized my bedroom closet, which is that closet, and that includes the suitcase, and there are other things I did too. Because the suitcase was gone, those items that were in the suitcase I had to find another container for, and then I had to find a place for it. And now I still have a gap up there because I'm waiting to do the containers. And then I should have the whole side section of my closet empty, which will be great because I'm hoping to bring, because I still have crafting stuff in the living room, like a lot. So I want to bring my knitting and crocheting, and then on top my embroidery. And then I can sit here, in the evening watching a YouTube video on my laptop, and I can do, some of the work. The sewing is going to stay there. It's a big one. It needs like half this room just would be sewing. So that'll wait. Yeah, so, and then November 1st was also our time change. We went back an hour. So we gained an hour of sleep. Yay! Messes up your internal clock though. So then, was that it for the first? Time change, reorganized. Yeah, spring cleaning. And then the second was Sunday. Spoke to my daughter for an hour and my girlfriend for an hour. So that was 2 hours out of my day. I know it sounds like nitpicking, but it's nice when they call and you can stop everything and just, socialize, chit chat. And yeah, so that was really nice. I don't know what these are. I didn't explain. Move basket in office. I had a basket in here. I don't know. Move papers to shelf. Oh, yes. Yes. On this rolly cart, I had some papers that had to be put, those black bins. I don't know. Yeah, you can see it on the camera. Those black bins, those two, cardboard and then, or cardstock and papers, and then that basket in the middle. That's probably what I said basket. It's actually like a little carrying tote. Those two were on the cart, so I put them back here. Those have all the smaller papers and the scraps. They were on the cart. There was no reason for it to be on the cart, so I put them back on the shelf. And then my cart ended up having a couple empty spots, so then I filled that. I rearranged it. Window wall. Oh yeah. And then behind me here, that wall there, I used to have a shelf above that keep moving with the butterflies. I had a shelf up there, and then I had some things scotch taped to the wall here. I took all of them down because my next project that I'm working on right now is the cabinet that's on that side. I'm getting another one for on this side. That white one there, that one where all the papers are on, it's a PAX cabinet from Ikea. This one is almost 14 inches deep. which is why I like it. And it's not that wide. It's only 30 inches wide, 29 and a half or something like that. So it's a perfect size for crafting supplies. So I'm going to get another one for on this side because to me, I don't know how much of it you can see on camera there, but all this looks like clutter. Now, the other side looks like clutter too, but it's organized clutter. You can see the papers. It's the big ones on the bottom. The next size down is the next shelf. Then the smaller stuff and smaller and smaller. And my fussy cuttings on the top. Whereas here, this just looks all like clutter. So I want to get another one of those cabinets. And then the wooden crates, if I don't need it, which I don't think I will, I'll put it over here. So I wanted to clear all this stuff away so that I can just have them sit on this desk that's here. This one here is Scott's old desk because he now has his adjustable desk. So on the back of it, I'll put like 2 or 3 of those things. I don't know, depends. I got to first clear that. Put the shelf there, clear all this, and then once I have that shelf there, then I can start seeing the bigger containers of things on the bottom, and then this stuff, like a lot of this stuff are stuff I'm going to use to make things, so I want them over here. But then like the beads and those books, like there's stuff over here that needs to be organized on a shelf. Like all those journals I'm going to be doing. It would be nice they would be lower down. And then, like, yeah. And then maybe the beads being below it. And then all these papers. And then, I don't know. But just to have it more organized. Because when you're doing a project, it is so difficult to, hold on. Oh, it's not going to. There. No, I'm not crooked. So yeah, just to have it more organized, because when you're doing a project, like sometimes, like a lot of times for me, because I'm not used to it yet, my brain just kind of can't think and I hit a wall and it's like, oh, what can I do? So I need things in my face to remind me of what I have available. And so I did put up these papers that say the 6 steps that I do. So that's going to give me a reminder because I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to put like strips of lined paper with supplies that I can use for that step. And then when I look over here, I'll see some things, and I'll look here and I'll see some things. And then I know the papers are there. You know what I mean? Like you'll look around the room and it's like, oh, yeah, I have those. I can do that. Do you know what I mean? Oops, sorry. Anyways, so yeah, so I took the papers from there, put them there, added some things to my cart. And the next step is to do this to have it more organized so that maybe the cart can be just working projects. Like those journals that I'm going to be making, maybe I can have them on the cart. And then the cart's on wheels, so I can push it to the side out of the way. And I have the project for today. Then when that one's done, okay, the next one, do that one. And yes, I like to have 10 things going at once. But if I have like on the top of the cart, like 3 or 4 journals, I know, okay, I got to do this one. Okay, now I got to do the same thing on this one. So I'll do it at the same time. Or we'll mass make something and then I'll have it for all of them, right? So I'm just trying to get it more organized in my head. So anyway, so I removed stuff from that wall. I still have that to remove. Plus I have to remove all this. So all of that's going into the living room. Got rid of the 3 12 by 12 totes. The ones that take the 12 by 12 paper, the storage containers, they're about 2 inches tall. I did keep one, but two of them I got is out there ready to go. And I ended up choosing to get rid of my herbs. Um, Even with the insecticide, I had said in the last video, I had sprayed it with insecticide and that I wouldn't be able to use those herbs. But I sprayed it because when you bring a plant in, you don't want to bring in the bugs. If you do, you want to kill them. But the gnat flies, because like I've said many times, I always have gnat flies. They don't go away. You get a lot less. Like I might only have one or two. I know there's one that's buzzing around in here, and I might have one or two in the living room, but I don't have very many. Um, but they never really completely go away. I'll be happy when that day comes that they are completely gone. Which is why I'm trying to switch to hydroponics now. Some of my plants are hydroponics, some are not. Anyways, yeah, so I got rid of the herbs because the bugs were like magnets to it. And the herbs smelled so good, but they all hovered. Like what if I would go like this across, like touch the tops of the herbs and go like this? Oh, there was tons coming out of it. And I'm like, you know what? They like the herbs. That means the majority of them are in those plants. I can start new ones from seeds come spring. So I am going to cover them with, the like throw them into garbage bags. So all 6 of them gone. There, I put them in the bag, tied it right away. Yeah, 1 or 2 may have come out, but I ended up getting rid of those herbs. Yeah, so I removed the basket that was back there that was holding my container from Ikea for my markers and pens and all that, all of this. So behind it on the wall, you can see the 2 holes. I used to have a basket there. I now have them above my bed. But that's what held this in place. Now I had 2 of them, so I put both of them. One was in the kitchen. I wasn't really using it. So I put those 2 above my bed. So now here I want to put a shelf. But in the meantime, this, I didn't want it to fall down. Like that would be more than pick up, a deck of cards. You go pick up 52 cards or whatever, 52 pickup. Well, at least that was a thing with me when I was younger. Anyways, I didn't want to have to pick all these up. So I put a backing. I took a piece of cardboard and I nailed, just with nails, I put in a piece of cardboard at the back of it. And then this for my washi tape over here. This drawer system. Well, I couldn't tell how far back it could go. So what I did was I used the command strip, the 2-sided sticky that goes on the back of the hook. Well, I used that part of the command strip and I put one on either corner in the back so that this won't go further back. It won't slide back and fall over. So that's one bad thing about this desk is it doesn't have that back wall. So things can slide and fall back just because I have that other table behind the adjustable table. And that's where all my wires are, my space bars and everything is plugged in. It's all underneath, like under the desk, but in the back. So when you look over, you can actually see all the wires where everything's plugged in. And I wanted that because it gives me more storage underneath the adjustable table. And so I'll do a craft room tour at some point. But anyway, so now I'm thinking of getting a shelf for here. but nothing too white. Like even the size of this, maybe a little bit more, 24 inches maybe, and just put a 24-inch shelf there. And then I can put like my glues there or something, my tools. Yeah, so anyways, so I did a backing on this so it won't fall back. I did some more rearranging. That was the day on Monday where I did the signs and I put labels on it. Oh, you can you see it? Wait a minute. Let me loosen this. See up there? There you go. Now I made a mistake. I did black, black, brown, brown. It was supposed to be black, brown, black, brown, black, brown. So what I might do is switch these two. I'll just have to redo the labels, but I made those labels. I just took a strip of paper and then did my edge puncher on the two sides, and then I hand wrote those words. And yeah, so I made those labels, and now I'm just going to take like a strip of paper, two strips, and then I'll put some notes on it. And that'll be my reminders. And then of course I got a little decoration. I'm going to add more decoration, but yeah, so I did that. That was on Monday. Hi, we're back. So I made those signs, and then I cleaned off my desk. Oh, I need more push pins. I put a footnote. Need more push pins. All right, and then Tuesday and Wednesday I did my laundry. Tuesday I did the whites, and then Wednesday I did the darks. But it was my little machine. It's not like your automatic washing machine. It's my little one where you wash on one side and spin on the other side, and then you rinse, and then you spin again, and then it's ready for the dryer. That spinner is so good. If your clothes doesn't need to be fluffed up in the dryer, you could hang it up just straight from the spinner, and they call it a dryer. And that's probably because it spins so well. You hang it up, an hour later, it's dry. Like jeans, maybe a couple of hours, because it's pretty thick. But like my night shirts or my long johns or my underwear, like all that stuff, I could just hang it up and it'd be fine. I don't. I put it in the automatic dryer. But I could hang it up, and it saves me electricity. Even the wash, like I use less electricity. I use less water because my loads are smaller, and I can do more. I can do like 3 white loads in there. 2 white loads would be one of the smaller machine. You know those washer dryer where they're stackable? Well, that washer, the amount it holds is equal to 2 in my little machine. And I just use the same water. I wring out the clothes by hand. It's not perfect. It's fine. I put it in the spinner, and then it's good. And then I'll drain it after the whites, because I do use like OxyClean and stuff like that for the whites. So then I'll drain it, rinse it out, and then I'll do the dark load. And I can't do whites after darks because I wear a lot of black, and that the color, like some of the coloring ends up in the water, so the water's never, plus the soap's in there. The water's never clear is what I wanted to say. So I don't feel comfortable putting my whites in after the darks have let out some color. The soap making it a little milky colored doesn't really matter. I don't know why I said that, but the darks, the black, yeah, that will leach out color every time. Like I only like my clothes isn't that dirty. I don't do heavy duty, labor or anything. And yeah, the water gets cloudy. It gets dirty. Like not dark, 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 but and then to put whites in that, your whites end up going grayish. I don't like that. So I like to use laundry soap and OxyClean, and with my washer I can let it soak. Like if I'm doing some acrylic painting or watercolor painting, I have rags for that. Well, once I've done the kitchen rags and towels, um, then I'll do the second load of whites. It'll be things like those painting rags, or I have microfiber cloths to do deep cleaning in the house. Those kind of things I'll do in the second white load. And then I can let it soak. Like with my washing machine, it's not an automatic. So all it's doing is agitating. You put the water, you put the soap, it agitates for whatever amount of time you want it to. I usually do 3 minutes, and then I walk away. And I just leave it there for about 10, 15 minutes, sometimes an hour. And then I'll go back to it and I'll put it on another 3 minute of agitation. And then when that's done, I'll wring it out and put it in the spinner side. So, yeah, my washer, you save on water. Well, depends. If you got 3, 4 loads, then maybe you're saving on water because you're reusing the same water. As long as your clothes isn't heavily dirtied or soiled. If they're not heavy soiled, then one wash load for the small machine, that is, which is half of the big machine, that amount of water, you can do all 4 loads, 5 loads. If it's just everyday wear, nothing staining or anything, then, anyways, so I did laundry over 2 days. I moved my plants around. I moved the shelf. I set up the bistro set in my plant area in the living room, which I'd like to do a quick clip of it. So hold on. I'm going to take you in the living room. Don't look at the mess because I bought the shelf to go here, but then I realized, silly old me, I forgot to buy shelves. So I'm not setting it up, but the box is on the floor and I did open it. And yeah, so tomorrow we'll get the shelves, and then probably Monday I'll set up that shelf, and then hopefully by Tuesday it'll be done and I can move on. Yeah, so hold on. I'm going to take you into the living room and show you the house plants and that black shelf and the bistro set. So here is the living room. I put my bistro set over here. And I have the floor plants. There's 2 and 2, a tall and then a low. I moved this over here. These glass jars, I'm going to be putting some hydroponic plants in it. So I figure I'll have 2 hangers. There's one that's upright. I'll show it to you on the other side there. And then possibly another one coming down. Or I may get one standing up. But I thought that would be nice with plants. Maybe I can hang some herbs here. A candle. That looks all nice. And then on this side, this black shelf used to be on this side. It was side by side. Then I put it together as one tall one. And so I chose to move it over here. And so these are the plants I have left. I have 2 hanging plants. And then this one sitting on the top of the shelf. And then the bug zapper from outside I put up there to help with these gnat flies. Yeah, so, and then this is my jade, which it's time to give it away. I'm going to split it in 3 and plant it in pots, and then that's going to be a giveaway. This one I'll wait a little bit more. This is my China doll. And I'm going to hold on to it a little bit longer. I love this tree. You're supposed to lean on the shelf. There we go. And then this is my African violet. It came back to life. These lights, these round puck lights from Amazon, I find the plants react better to them than the grow lights. I think these grow lights, it's these guys. This is the Sunblaster Nanotech T5 Sunblaster grow lights. Now, they're great to start seeds. I love them. But when it comes to growing established plants, these lights work better than this. So I do have one here. Eventually, I want to get another 4-pack of those puck lights, and I'll put it here, and then this one will be out of here, and this one is out of here. I don't want them because I'm only going to be starting herbs, and they don't need lots of light. It was more for like tomatoes and peppers and stuff like that. So now as for the plants, this guy is dying. Like the soil gets dry in like 2 days. It's bone dry. And it keeps dropping leaves. So I split them into, like there's 2 here. So those 2, I'm going to put one on either side for the hydroponics. And then this guy is a Kalanchoy. So it has a baby down here coming up. It loves this one's in hydroponics and this one's in hydroponics. And everything else is not. This is in water and those 2 are in water with the clay pellets. It's hydroponics. But it was more for rooting and this for rooting. So this guy is one of the tall ones I was thinking of putting in there. Now what I might do is put this one there also. I don't know though because I'm not crazy about this one. Every time you touch it, it's losing leaves. So I don't know. I'll decide eventually. This one I'm going to leave it in here, I think. It seems to be growing pretty good. Maybe in something smaller. If I have something smaller, like maybe one of these guys. Not those. Those are deep. These are more shallow. Those are deeper. You know, like one of these. And then I just put it in a cover pot. And in here I would put the clay pellets. You just cover the bottom. And then you know, like if they're in soil, you just remove all the soil you can. Even in a bowl with a strainer, you would swish it around to try and remove as much soil as possible. Then just put them in here, hold them in place, put more pellets. You could do little rocks, like right now it's little rocks in here. You know, like any size. There's lava rock, there's pumice, and then there's just some plain rocks. That's what it's in there. I may reuse that one. But anyway, so these, I want to put in one of these. And then this one, and these 2 will be arranged on there. And, yeah. And then at that point, I'll have this here and I'll bring my ZZ plants. Like it's got roots. Like I should show this to you. Now I have the camera facing the other way, so I don't know what you can see. See the roots on that? It's amazing. I do give it hydroponic fertilizer. And you can see on the top, there's a lot of salt buildup from the water. I have to clean them. So my ZZ plant did root. This is the leaves. And I did not cut it right down. I cut it like 2/3 along the stem. Or even half. And then I put it in here. And so they're cut. And look, they rooted. I was so impressed when I saw that. I was so happy. And then these, I did another experiment with the ZZ plant. And I did just the leaves. And let me show you, they also rooted. So it doesn't matter if you take the stem or the leaf. With a ZZ plant, it'll work either way. Can you see that? I don't know how to show it to you. There we go. Oh, yeah, you can see it. See those roots? It also rooted, and those are just the leaves. So I'm pretty impressed. So these guys will be all here under the grow light. And then I got my 2 bug catchers back there. Oh yeah, and all the aloe vera is here because we're going to harvest it and then make that cream. And then it's gone. I might try rooting it, taking off a branch. You let it dry, the part at the base, you let it dry, and then you can try and root it. I may try and do that and just have small plants like this. But we're going to harvest this all first and then make that cream. And then we'll see. Some of them I might keep to do the rooting. Anyways, so that's everything. I think I covered everything. Yeah, so that's my indoor garden for the winter. And I think that bistro set is going to stay indoors. It's no point in outside, inside, outside, inside. I got camp chairs out there. That's good enough. All right, let's go back to... Oh, you can't see the pack. See here on the floor? Yeah, we opened it up. There, it says PAX, P-A-X, right there. PAX. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that it arrived in one piece. It did. We're good to go. See, there it is. White shelf, just like the other one. I just got to go pick up some shelves tomorrow. All right. I'll put you on pause and I'll be right back. All right, and so we're back. Yeah, so it's that shelf, the PAX cabinet I just showed you. It's that shelf there. And yeah, I'll be happy to have 2. And then that's it. So it'll be the 2 shelves, my desk in the middle. And then I'm hoping that that's it. So in other words, basically one whole wall. It does run over onto this wall. And it's just so I have a side table when I'm recording. I can have my stuff on this side. You bring it over to put it into the video, and then you put it on the bed. You know what I mean? The bed means it's done. It can be put away. Anyway, so that was the houseplant thing. And yeah. Then it was Wednesday. We are Saturday today. So that was a few days ago. Finished the laundry, finished arranging the plants. Because every time you do a project, you create mess. And so it's not just doing the project. There's the prep beforehand, buying supplies, downsizing, whatever. When you move stuff out of the way. Oh, I don't need this. I don't need that. And then, so you're moving stuff out of the way, then, or, whatever the case is, there's prep, there's the project, and then there's the cleanup, right? So it might only take you one day to do the project, but it would have been a couple of hours the day before on prepping, and then a couple of hours maybe the day after to clean up the mess. But then by doing this project, you've taken roughly about a day and a half out of your week. So then you have to catch up on housework. You have to catch up on, if you're behind on your videos, groceries, you're playing catch up for your week. And yeah, those of us who are retired, it's not hard, right? It takes a day or two and then everything's back in order again. Um, but yeah, so there's that. Arrange the plants. Um, Scott went on an errand to get some water and pop for himself. My daughter, who's on a cruise right now, has been sending a whole bunch of videos, little clips of their cruise. Oh my God, they are having so much fun. It's gotten to a point that I almost would like to go on a cruise too. I'm not that kind of traveler. I don't like flying to locations, being in a hotel or on a boat, in the situation of a cruise, and then exploring, which I'm fine with, but then flying all the way back home. I like, I'm more of a road warrior. I like to have my home base, but have a vehicle that I can have all my luxuries, all the things that are important to me. um like if you're in a hotel room, most of them, unless you get a B&B, you cannot cook your own food. You can't, if on a whim one night I decide I want to do some embroidery, I want to do some sewing, I want to read a book, I want to play playing music and dancing, well, that you can do anywhere. But do you know what I mean? I like those comforts. And so, one embroidery project, one book or two books, you bring yourself some coloring. I can take my colored pencils and a couple of adult coloring books. You can put in a skinny space, like a small bag, you can put a few things for recreation, and it won't take a lot of room in the car. Whereas in your suitcase, if you need, like let's say three complete outfits. So one is fancier, one is not so much. The other one is more relaxing. You like to take PJs because you like to sleep in a PJ. Um, and then you have dress outfit, pants outfit, maybe shorts if you're going to a warm climate, bathing suit, um, and then there's other things you put in your suitcase. Hair gel if you're one that does something with their hair. If you like to wear makeup, you got your makeup. Maybe two pairs of shoes, one nicer, more open sandal, one that's more closed for hiking if you're a hiker, or you want to go on some long walks, for exploring. Like, yeah, so you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at. So I like to have a car, a vehicle, um, where you can have all these, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but you've got more room. A car is bigger than a suitcase. So you can take more with you. You can take care of yourself, when it comes to the food you make or whatever. And then you can just drive on the road. Oh, I want to go east today. Let's go east. Oh, no, we're going to go north. Oh, let's go north. You can pretty much go anywhere on the road to any place. You Google, okay, I'm in Canada. So let's say I am approaching Saskatchewan. So I can Google, what is there to see in Saskatchewan? And then is there any special events in July, if it's you're in the month of July. So some places have special events a certain time of year. Other places have things all year round. There's all kinds of stuff along the way. And so you Google those things on the road. So when you put in, like, your destinations are only for maybe an hour or two of driving. And so you find where your next destination is, if there's anything to see. And then if so, you put that destination. If not, then you do the next major city. or, the next whatever town or cities on the highway that you're on. Um, and then you just do that all the way, keep going. And you just take your time and you go drive and you go explore. That's the kind of explorer I am. I cannot see myself, like even when you're flying to a location, it costs more money. You can only do so much every year. Whereas with the car, as long as you got gas money, you need food anyways. So as long as you got gas money, everything else is going to be there whether you go drive on the road or not. The only thing that increases is your gasoline, and you may have to check your oil. Like those maintenance things might be needed a little sooner, but it's so much cheaper just to get in the car and just hit the road and pick a direction and just go have fun. See what you can find. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't wait until I'm 65. Anyways, so that was about the cruise and about traveling, and yeah. And then we made plans for Ikea. Then it was the next day, Thursday. Yeah, that's when I did some more on the living room. Oh, my artificial tree. You know how I used to have um the Christmas tree? I had it up year round, and I would decorate it for every holiday, or, like you can decorate it for anything. If you have a family member whose birthday is coming up and you want to invite them for dinner, you could put their names on the tree and make it a birthday tree. Put some cakes or whatever. So whenever there's a birthday, you have your set ornaments for a birthday. You can make some custom signs, like from your tickets and your ephemera and that, playing cards. You could make them into, decorations for them. If they like whatever they like, you can, print something from online small enough to put it on and just decorate the tree, or just, do a banner, just one of those skinny long strips with the cut, like a like Chris like a V cut out, so it's like a flag, and you just do one for each of the letter of their names, and just that'll be the ribbon around the tree. And yeah, I love having a tree. I so want to put I want to put energy into having something all the time on that tree, switching it out. Soon as something's over, take it down, like take all the decorations down, figure out what's next, and then decorate it for that. Like, I so want to do that. It just brings me such joy to see that decoration. And it reminds me of, oh, so and so's birthday's coming up. Oh, Valentine's Day's coming up. Oh, Easter. Oh, Christmas. Of course, Christmas, you do that whole 4-week Advent thing. And then there's the New Year's, and oh, it's just, yeah. So anyways, I took that tree back out, and now I am going to pack my seasonal decorations differently. So it's not going to be this totes Christmas, this totes Valentine's Day, this totes Easter, this one's Halloween. No, I am going to be packing them, ornaments in one, streamers in another. And they're going to be smaller containers, because I'm going to put them all across the top up there. So whenever, like, let's say my granddaughter, Valerie, she likes blue, pink, and I think green. I'm not sure. I don't know. But anyways, I know for sure blue and pink. Um, so I could have ornaments that are blue and pink. Not a whole bunch, but maybe 6 of each. And then I could put, when it's her birthday, I could put the blue and the pink ornaments on the tree, and then make some icicles, because it's during the winter, December, her birthday, and maybe have Santa Claus on the tree, like have some of the Christmas stuff, but mostly it'll be her stuff for her birthday. And yeah, it allows you to be creative. And when you're done, you're happy and it sparks joy. This is something you create like every few weeks, whether it's a week apart from one to the other, or whether it's a month apart or whatever. It's something you are constantly keeping busy with and making it joyful for you to to enjoy. Anyway, so the tree is back up. Straightened things out, cleaned up the mess. Oh, yeah. And then after I had done that space, I actually sat at the bistro table and I looked around and I had a cup of tea and I absorbed it all. Looked around the room if there's anything I wanted to switch. And that's when I got the idea of the shelf. And that's when I took the shelf down from here and I put it in there. And then I sat again, but on a different couch. And then I looked around, like on one of the couches. But anyways, yeah. So it is just so joyful, just to, yeah. Um, oh, that was the day I was doing my plants, Thursday. It says I cleaned up the lipstick plant because there was a whole bunch of dead branches because it's drying out. And I water it every few days. Like, okay, sometimes it's 3-4 days, but bone dry. So it can't handle the dryness, the lipstick plant. So I ended up with a lot of dry stems. So I just cleaned up. I cut up all those dried stems. I figured out which plants go where. I have 2 folding chairs that used to be in here. I stuck it behind the TV because if we need it, it'll be in the living room, not in here. Yeah, and so that was the living room. Friday, we were scheduled to go to Ikea, but we ended up not going. Scott's sister came to visit Friday. That was yesterday. What else did I do? I made my list for today. Yeah, I think that was it. It was pretty much a quiet day yesterday. Just tying up loose ends, made dinner, caught up on some dishes, and some things I like to wash by hand. I don't put it through the dishwasher. And so I had caught up on that. Cleaned up my washing machine because I left it in the bathtub. Or no, that was probably Thursday. Yeah, it was just a quiet day. And then today we went to Ikea. And we had a good old time. We had an early dinner there. And I got my shelf. And I got some more of the white containers. Hold on, don't move. All right, so let's throw in my Ikea haul. All right. So that PAX cabinet was $120. I don't remember how much the shelves are. I still have to order them. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think I can get away with 4. Because I got to think, what am I putting on those shelves? That's pretty tall. I'll get 4, and then if I need to, I can always go back and buy 1 more. Yeah, so I got to get 4 shelves for it. Anyways, what is this? Oh, that wasn't, how many of those? Nope. Box, Kugas. And then the Updatera. Oh, this one, Clip Cactus. I tell you these names. All right, so they had this one. That one there. It's for your kitchen. Yeah, the paper got a little messed up. It's dishwasher safe. It's backwards. Hold on. Maybe I can read it better. I know that's dishwasher and hand wash, I guess. Ikea of Sweden. And then it's in Swedish. And then it says Ikea.com. Made in China. Yeah, clip cactus. It's right there. Can you see that? Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Does it say clip cactus? No, it doesn't even say it. It has a serial number. That's probably for Canada. No, it doesn't say it. Anyways, so these are holes and these are waves, so your vegetables don't sit in the moisture. Unless they're carrots and you're putting them this way. But normally, like it's to, so no moisture hits the vegetable and it has free airflow with all these holes. Because sometimes, well, a lot of times I buy vegetables and not everything fits in the drawers that come in a fridge. And so I end up putting some on the shelf. And I would prefer if they were in here, right? Or everything fits in the drawer, but I have fruit too. So I'll put the fruit in here. Or everything fits in the drawer, including the fruit, but I have jars of like salsa, parmesan, pickles, that kind of stuff. Then I can put that in here. Applesauce. I buy the individual packages. So yeah. Oh, the reason why I got my receipt out is because I wanted to tell you this was $6.99. $6.99. That's not bad. $7. All right, then there is the Kugis and that one, which is the smaller of the two. I think Kugis is, yeah, this is a cheaper one. Okay. So these are the Kugis. Oh, that one's actually marked Kugis. I don't know. It might be backwards on the camera. Depends. I don't know. But I got two of those. And they were $3.99 each. And they're a hard plastic. Like it's a hard plastic. It's pretty good. This one, does it have inches or just metric? Okay, so metric, it says 18 by 26 by 8 centimeters. And for non-metric, for the S1 system, I think it was called, Imperial, yeah, the Imperial is 7 by 10 and a quarter by 3 and a quarter. Pretty cool. Hold on a sec. I forgot to close my door. Poor Scott having to listen to me yap and yap. This one does not have marked what it is. But if you want to look at the barcode, there. This is another one of those containers like that one, but this one's bigger. And it has a little dip on this side. These don't come with lids. Those do, but I didn't want the lids. So this one's called an Updatera. It says 34 by 24. So obviously that's centimeters. The small one, it was $3.99. This bigger one is $6.99. But once again, like it's pretty solid plastic. And I got 3 of them because I need one up there. And then these 2 will be for the new shelf along with those 2 and stuff that I have already in here. That should be enough for this one. So basically, 2 of these, 2 of those, plus what I have. And then this one will go on that shelf. But then again, when you start moving things around, who knows what goes where? Yeah, and this one's the kitchen. And that goes in the fridge. All right. So that is my IKEA haul. We had dinner at IKEA. And and then we dropped my girlfriend off at home with her new dishes. She bought some dishes there. Clay, porcelain, no, not porcelain, clay dishes. They were really pretty. It was a dark green and then a couple of yellow, like a golden yellow bowls, a couple of them as like for dipping, like when you have, let's say you make burger and fries. Well, some people like to have a dipping sauce for their fries, that kind of thing. Vegetable platter, you can have a plate of vegetables and then have hummus or whatever dipping you like. And then just, dip your veggies and munch. They were nice golden yellow bowls with her green set that she bought. It goes really nice. What else was there? Yeah, Scott and I had dinner. Usual Swedish meatballs. By the way, don't go on the weekend. It was so crowded. There was so many people. We were supposed to go Wednesday, and then it got bumped to Friday, yesterday. And then yesterday, both her and I woke up with a lot of pain that the temperature had dropped, and we had just aches and pains. We just didn't feel good. And so we figure, let's bump it one more day. It's not as if we have to go to work or anything. So we bumped it another day. And today we both felt good. We felt like, let's go. We're ready. And yeah, we had a lot of fun. Yeah. So that was my week. That was the week of, what we call it, November 1st? No, probably November 2nd. Yeah, Sunday was November 2nd. So that's the week of November 2nd till November 8th. That's what I was up to. Now, once again this week, there was no junk journaling. It is coming. I have one more project, which will probably run until Tuesday, I'm going to say. Monday, no, not Monday, because tomorrow's Scott's birthday, so we're taking him out for dinner. And my daughter comes back tomorrow, so she might call me Monday and we'd be yapping for a while. So, let's say Tuesday, Wednesday, one or the other. I'll like in between, I'll like one day clear this, then it'll be his birthday, and then the next day it'll be set up the shelf, and then maybe my daughter calls about her cruise, and then we'll be yapping up a storm, and then I may get back to it and start filling it, and then something else will come up. Monday is my laundry day, so you never know what comes up. I still have 2 long distance phone calls to make. So yeah, it'll get done when it gets done. Well, I'm sitting crooked. That's not good. Anyways, that's everything. I hope you enjoy these updates. I don't know that I'm going to do it long term. It's just for now so that you guys know I'm not forgetting about you. There are journals coming. But in the meantime, I'm just going to give you updates so you know what I'm doing, where, like what I still, like now, I still have one more shelf. So that'll probably be another week. And then next week, which starts not tomorrow, the week that starts tomorrow, because to me, the weeks are Sunday to Saturday. So tomorrow's Sunday, that'll be 1 week, but that'll be the week of that shelf. So the following week will probably be the journals again. Hopefully, as long as nothing else comes up. You know what I mean? It shouldn't take me more than a few days to put that shelf up and put everything away nicely. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you are enjoying these little, you know, steps off the train, so to speak, and doing something else. Um, I hope you're enjoying these little updates. Well, 1 hour's worth. Oh, wait, an hour and 5 minutes. Whoa. Um, Comment down below. Let me know what's on your mind, what you've been up to, what kind of trouble you've been stirring up. um, yeah, and remember to like and subscribe if you're not already, and comment down below everything and anything, whatever you want to talk about. And yeah, remember to do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. All right, everybody, take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.